So hi, this is my video demo for task 4.3D. In this task I implemented the previous layers of the robot controller API using the Unity format framework core with Parser SQL and used my MySQL workbench to manage and inspect the database. So let's talk about the Unity classes. These on the right are the EF core Unity classes. So we got the robot command the EF, located on the far right, and the map EF also located on the left side of the robot command EF. So basically, the robot command EF represents each command sent to a robot, including its ID, robot ID, direction, number of steps, and the time it was issued. So as you can see in the class, we have the column of ID. We also have the column of the command, and this basically X and Y is basically the position of the robot, and the timestamp of the column, which is basically the time issued. For the map EF represents the maps used by the robot. It includes the map ID, name, width, height, and the map data string. So again, in the map in the public class, we have the ID, we have the name, we have the width, we have the height, and we have the grid. And these classes are plain old CLR objects or POCOs. Each property maps directly to a column in the Blazor SQL database. So now let's move to the DB context class. So here is on the right hand side is the robot context class, which inherits from the DB context. As we can see that this inherits by the public class robot context, which inherits from the DP context class. I've defined two DB sets properties for the robot command EF and map EF entities. These allow the EF core to track and query those tables, and the connection to the SQL is confirmed in the program.cs, where I used add DP context and pass the connection string. So the SQL database. The database is hosted in the Parser SQL, and the scheme mirrors the structure of the Unity classes, with one table for the robot commands and one for the map commands. And then we have the EF core, handles the object relational mapping. So inserting, retrieving, or updating data is done without writing SQL directly. The application iteration. The DP context is injected into the application using dependency injection, so it can be used by the controllers or the service layer. The EF core translate the LINQ queries to the operations into SQL. Automatically, this simplifies data access and ensures strong typing across the project. The UFR report overview. On the right hand side, this is the EFR report.txt file I prepared. It explains how I used the EF core to model and connect the database, including the role of each Unity classes, as you can see from the second line. How I converted robot context, and how the database tables were verified using Workbench. I've also included the connection string setup and details of any migration if needed. And conclusion. This basically conducts my demonstration for my process layers using Unity format core, using the SQL for the task 4.3. Thank you for listening.